Alright, Monarchs. Starting with the Monarch combo. This is kind of a bricky hand looking at it. Well, it's all spells and traps. There's the deck. And, well, what are you gonna do? You might be tempted, obviously, to play the Pantheism and the Prime Monarch, but you're not guaranteed a monster, so let's hold off on that and try to get ourselves a monster guaranteed. Starting off with Foolish Burial. You know what I'm gonna send. Erebus. Erebus is going down because he can obviously come back to the hand by sending one of these cards into the graveyard. But which one do I send? I'm sending Pantheism. Because Pantheism basically will replace himself right away. Using Pantheism's effect, I will be revealing to my opponent 3 Tenacities. Why 3 Tenacity? Well, because now I do have a Monarch in hand, so that's great. This combo works best if you already have a Domain or a Tenacity, so you can, make your opponent get weird choices, which are not real choices. Play the Tenacity now, reveal to him the Erebus that you just got. Basically, these are all public knowledge, and voila! Pantheism's back in your hand. Foolish Burial basically ROTA'd Erebus into your hand now. And now go ahead and, I guess, play the Pantheism, discarding the Prime Monarch. Of course, draw 2 cards, let's hope for some good luck. And no luck there with the Eidos. I guess it's a normal summon. That gives you another tribute summon. And Aether. Aether's not bad. Well, before you do anything too drastic, you can play, well, you should play all your Monarch spell traps are continuous before going too far, because you can actually dodge Veilers and all the other good stuff. So I lowered the level of Erebus through Domain of the True Monarchs. Now I'm going to banish Tenacity, summon up the Prime Monarch, and here we go, tribute summon, voila. Hands unbricked. Basically, I have Aether in hand, so I can do something on my opponent's turn. I'm searching whatever Monarch I want, so I basically get, I don't know, another Aether. I could get Thestalos if I really want, well, I can't get Erebus, but, and of course, Erebus will be able to send 2 more spell traps into the grave just to wreck your opponent's hand. Now, onto this combo, we'll start off with a 1-for-1. This is like a turn 1 play. I really hate my opponent doing this to me. 1-for-1, get rid of the Max C for now. I guess there's no real point using the Max C. Normally you would hold on to it. You still have 1 extra card too. But of course you get out the Edia. Edia will get Tather out the Eidos. Now you have 2 summons. You have not normal summon, so that 1-for-1 basically is double summon. Kinda gross, isn't it? Alright. Now we summon out Erebus. Erebus will now send 2 Monarch spell traps with different names into the graveyard to shuffle 1 card from your opponent's hand back into their deck. So Pantheism and, of course, the Prime Monarch are the 2 ideal targets. And what do you do now? You still have a Thestalos in hand. You gotta make sure they play with a crappy hand. So use Pantheism, of course. Reveal to him, well, basically you can reveal 3 Tenacity if you really need to. I would probably reveal 3 Tenacity, but your end goal is actually get the Domain of the True Monarchs. You basically have the Prime Monarch in the graveyard, so you can actually use that as your trippy fucker for Thestalos. Alright, we'll play the Tenacity, reveal Thestalos, get the Domain of the True Monarchs, banish that Tenacity that you just got, activate it, lower the level, tribute summon, boom! Look at your opponent's hand, rip a card out, and pretty much generate a crap ton of salt, because guess what is in your graveyard? You're basically able to play off of the Idea Eidos in the graveyard, and you also have a Prime Monarch. Alright, starting with the Pepe combo in this one. Of course, this is post-adjustment list. If you open up with the Luster, you can still do this play. Luster and Sorcerer, starting off with the pop of the Sorcerer from Luster's effect. Add a new copy of the Sorcerer. Sorcerer will, I guess, go back on the scale and Pendulum summon out the other Sorcerer. Target the 2 scales, pop them both, now you're ready for Ignister plays. And of course, the cards that you will be adding, well, there's Skullcrobat Joker, of course, and the other card that's limited, Monkey Board. Alternatively, you can get the Pot of Greed play too. You can go for the Guitardle and Lizard Draw, they'll let you draw 2 cards. Now you normal summon the Skullcrobat Joker to get yourself an additional search here. So definitely Guitardle, because the Guitardle will give you the extra draw when you play the Monkey Board. The Monkey Board will give you a search, so now you get like an Upstart, and a ROTA, basically. So, the draw, what I get? Ooh, Draco Face-Off. That's pretty damn good. And, of course, Monkey Board will give me a search. What would I add? You can add either Sorcerer, or you could add the Lizard draw. Unless, of course, you also run Silver Claw. Well, it's up to you. But the Lizard draw does make it a little easier for you to go into a Pot of Greed next turn once you pop the Monkey Board. So what is this play here? Well, we have a 5-card hand. Well, Lester's not important, so I guess maybe I'll just flip him away. It's not important. This is the Naturia Beast play. It's kind of gross, kind of not. It requires a lot of resources, but it is very stunning to the opponent. Start off with a Draco Face-Off. Draco Face-Off, you're going to put on something onto the scale regardless. This hand obviously doesn't look too good because, well, you got to get that second donkey to work before you can do anything too drastic. Regardless of what they choose, say you get a Vector, sure, Vector go on scale. Even if it was Master, it would still go on scale because it's a scale 3. Both of them have the same scale numbers and they're both generic. What do? Well, you can do this. Pendulum Summon. Technically, you can Pendulum Summon all your cards at once, but in this example, I'm going to ignore the Master. Second Donkey was summoned while the scale were full, so you get a free search. And the search I am going for is Skull Corbin. Now, I haven't normal summoned yet either, so that's kind of interesting too. And, well, go for the Rescue Rabbit play. Guess who's still in the deck? I still have Masters, so I'm going to summon out 2 Masters. Which is, you know, not bad, not bad. Okay, well, what now? Well, the 2 Masters are obviously going to overlay on top of each other into King of the Feral Imps. Detach 1. I'm going to do the play that would kill most of the mirror match. I'm going to get an X-Saber monster, X-Saber Palamuro. Normal summon the Palamuro. Guess who else is your Earth buddy to turn you into a beast, a Naturia Beast. So technically the fuller field of this would be Master on the field as well. And there you go, turn 1 Beast. You're safe from Wavering Eyes. There's no damage juggler or anything, so what are you gonna do? Doing this to a Monarch player is also pretty scary because you can eat up all their spells. Pretty fun. Now into the Mermail combos, starting with a 1-for-1. I believe this is the one play that would pretty much, this is a turn 1 play that would wreck your hand. Or wreck the opponent's hand. So 1-for-1, what are you gonna go? You're gonna go into the Atlantean Prince. Atlantean Prince's effect. Cost, send the Dragoons. And of course the effect is to add a Dragoons. We'll go into those other cards in a bit. Now I'll use Dragoons' effect, the one that was sent as cost, to add myself a Deep Sea Diva. Now with Deep Sea Diva in hand, I can normal summon Deep Sea Diva. Diva's effect. Special summon out Atlantean Heavy Infantry. There's a reason for that, because I'm actually going to synchro those two together in a bit. But before I do that synchro play, I have to do every other step in between. Now with the Dragoons in hand and the Abyss Tus is really crucial to control the numbers in my graveyard because I am going to use Mooling Glacia eventually. So I'm going to activate Instant Fusion. Instant Fusion, Norden, of course. Norden will now revive a Atlantean Dragoons. I'm going to overlay the two into Abyss Dweller. Now immediately I'm going to use Abyss Dweller's effect, detaching the Dragoons, and Dragoons will activate to fetch me another monster. And the monster I'm getting is Mooling Glacia. Now I still have that Neptabyss on the field and everything, and my graveyard count, well, let's take a look. So now I'm going to special summon out my Net Abyss Tus, discarding the Dragoons. Well, I'm going to add myself a Megalo from that. And Tus will fetch me a level 4 or lower Mermail monster to my hand, but I'm going to ignore that step and I'm just going to go straight into the Synchro in for now. guess what I'm going into now? Now I have exactly 5 water monster, and I am going into Herald of the Arc Light, which makes it so that they can't affect Veiler me anymore. If they had effect Veiler, they would have done so a long time ago. I have exactly 5 monsters, now I can summon up Mulan Glacia. And all cards that go from the hand to the grave are now banished thanks to Herald of the Arc Light. And that's the turn 1 Mermail, really disgusting opening play. You pretty much lose if this happens to you, so you better have Effect Veiler or Max C, or else you're going to be down 2 cards. Now, let me show you the effectiveness of Instant Fusion and Nat Beast. Summoning out the Nat Beast effect. Sending out the Dragoons. Dragoons into, well, adding a Dragoons. Now the Dragoons in the graveyard will now activate and fetch me a new card. Hooray! Now get the Megalo. Activate Instant Fusion, because why not? Instant Fusion is so crucial in this deck. It gives you so much plus, it makes it very hard to play. Now Instant Fusion into Norden. Norden will revive the Atlantean Dragoons. Since Megalo doesn't exactly have enough stuff to, discard to summon himself out, you just overlay it into Abyss Dweller. Abyss Dweller will give a big attack boost to this. Now, detach the Dragoons. Dragoons was sent to the graveyard for a Water Monster's effect, so he will trigger again. He's not once per turn. Isn't that gross? Alright, well, Dragoons will activate. Well, what do you get? Well, you can basically get anything at this point. And for my case, I'll get a Marksman. Say there was a face down on the other side. Oh, guess what? Megalo does have enough now. Enough to pay the cost. Summon out Megalo. Megalo will summon himself out. Effective Megalo, and there's like a huge chain link here. Dragoons, Marksman, and of course, Megalo. Megalo will be chain link 3. Well, commonly what people will add here is Mizuchi. Dragoons will get in heavy infantry. I'll use Megalo's effect, tribute off the Nat Beast, summon out Dragoons, and now you have a double attack. Equip Mizuchi, now you have a ton of damage on board. Thanks to 1 copy of Nat Beast, 1 copy of Instant Fusion. Well, that is it for this combo video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. If you guys have your combos you can want to share it with everyone, you can post it down in the comments section below. And if you want to see more weekly videos from MST.TV, of course, please hit the subscribe button and share our video. We really like that. And as always, don't forget to hold on to your MST.